Hi! In this lecture, we're going to introduce a very important concept called threading. And we will see what it means in this lecture and we will understand the logic behind it. Okay? Now I'm going to delete the send email method function here because that's not where I want to call it, right? Because let me just explain this. If I call this in here in callback function, it won't be efficient because every time the user presses a key, this send email function will get called and it will just email one word, okay, one letter actually. And it won't be possible for us to analyze or understand what's going on, because we will be getting like thousands of emails every minute. Rather, I want to take this log and send it to every 5 or 10 minutes. That would be efficient. After 5 or 10 minutes, I can just make the log cleared, okay? It will be an empty string again, and it will start to store these letters in log one more time. And 5 minutes later I will send the log again and clear the log one more time. So that will be efficient. So how can we do that? Maybe at this point you may think that we can do that with while true loop, right? We can just take this into a while loop in here and send it to the hacker machine, and we can use time function, right? Time.sleep in order to wait for like 5 minutes. So let's do that and see if it works. So I'm going to say while true, and I'm going to take this log that we have created before, okay? And I'm going to send email with function. Of course, I have to give my email address and password one more time because I have deleted those lines from our function. Rather, I have just made them input. So this is blackoutHackTesting@gmail.com, and for password I will do this test 1 2 3 4 5 6 again, and as a message of course I will say log, this one. And after that, what do I have to do? I have to make log cleared. So I will say log is now an empty string, and that will clear out the log. Then I can go back and do this one more time. And of course I will use the time function, time library here, okay? Like we did before, you know how it works. All you have to do is just say time.sleep, and you have to specify the second that you want to wait for. In regular way you can wait for like 300 seconds, which is 5 minutes, but for test purposes I will make this 30 seconds. Okay, so this has worked before, but in this case this will not work, and I will explain why it isn't working later on. And I will uncomment this print to see if this software actually works. So let me minimize this and call my keylogger here, and it gives me some error. It says that log is assigned to before. So I believe we are trying to create log 2 times, but I'm just trying to achieve, I've set global log, but I'm not in a function. Okay, so this is already global level. I thought I was in a function, but I can just call log here. And if you click on this log, it will just highlight this, so it refers to the original log. So I made a mistake and I've deleted it. Let me try this one more time. So Control-C out of that and recall our keylogger. Now it's running, and let me try to type something like test here. As you can see, even though I uncommented print log line, it doesn't print the logs in here. So let me go back and try one more time. It doesn't print anything. But let's see, maybe it's storing the values in background and sending us as an email. As you can see, we got the initial email that is empty, okay? But actually, if we wait 30 seconds, then we will see that it will just send another empty email. So it's really not working. In order to make sure, let's write something else and wait for another 30 minutes, and let's go back and see if we got a full email of these logs or if we got any empty email again. As you can see, I believe yes, we have an empty email. So why is this happening? So let me Control-C out of that and explain to you. So when we go this while true loop, it means that it's stuck in this while loop. So it just runs this and this line and goes back. It never runs this keylogger listener things below. So maybe you think that, okay, just cut these lines and paste it below. As Python just runs the code by order, then it will run this keylogger listener, then it will run while true. But this won't work either. Let's try this and see. If I just call this, and then if we go here and type, then it works. Now it's printing out the logs as it's supposed to be. But now, if we go back to our email, then we will see we're not getting any email. We didn't get the initial empty email, and we won't get the other emails after 30 seconds as well. Of course, you can wait another 30 seconds to make sure of that, but it won't come. Why is this happening? Because the keylogger listener actually works as a while loop as well. So it constantly records what's going on and it constantly stores these values, right? So it's kind of a loop. So if we go back to our code, now this is blocking the below code. So now we are stuck in here and we can't go to while true loop. So we have to introduce a new concept called threading. We have to work these two different functions in two different threads, like two different levels. They will work asynchronously, so they won't block each other. They won't block the user. And it will work out. So if you have done any mobile application before, you know that you have to sometimes work functions asynchronously. For example, when you're downloading data from the internet. Otherwise, the program will get stuck and user won't be able to just connect with the user interface. So that's what we're going to do in the next lecture.